Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Beautiful day, beautiful evening. I trust that everyone is watching. I trust that everyone is hopping in. Those ones that are getting the notifications. First of all, let's start with house rules. First things first. First of all, if you're on YouTube, please let's go into the bottom. I think it's on the bottom right. Go into the subscription button. Click, 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 click. Subscribe so that we can increase the community that we have already. And number two, please go on to the like button. There's a sharp button, a like button. Please go and like on that message, the button there, and so that the more people see that you have liked the message, the more people actually have the eager to watch the message as well. And another thing as well, please go and put on a review if there is anything of interest that you find on the message. Please go and put on a review in response to the message that we are sharing today. And also please do share with anyone that is in your cycle. Please do share with anyone that you know about the messages, because the intention of doing this message is just so we can be able to share and reach as many people as possible. One of the people that was in the platform at some point, I think it was about 2 months ago, Pastor Tebogo once mentioned that I saw this in one of his WhatsApp statuses, that because of all of these things that are happening right now, I mean, people that are outside of South Africa, some of you might have had these things happening in South Africa, that we are going through a bit of an uphill financially or economically. And if you have the knowledge of this, you would understand that whatever it is that happens economically affects the politics, and whatever it is that happens politically is also influenced by the spiritual realm. And we'll understand that, all of these things are connected. We cannot have politics without spirituality, and you cannot have finances without the spiritual governance. So that's why it is very much important. And so Pastor Tabo was also mentioning that, because of these things that are happening, it is important that we get back to the podcast that we are doing, the online revivals that we've been doing. If you can remember, when lockdown started back in the beginning of 2020, when lockdown started, there was a very huge hype of a lot of ministers going live, because everything was locked. We couldn't fellowship, we couldn't even have cell fellowship, so we couldn't meet with one another. So as a result, a lot of people now redirected their energy towards having church online. So what he was saying, that and as things started to ease up a little bit, when lockdown started to ease up a little bit, people then decided, how about now we start going to church? And they now lost momentum in the online space. However, not a lot of people went back to church. It is that sad. That's how it is right now. Not a lot of people went back to church. So this is where now we need to maintain the relationship that we have with our audience online. And this is the reason why Victory Wednesday still needs to continue. So with that being said, welcome to another edition of Victory Wednesday. Welcome to Victory Wednesday. I trust and hope that you are victorious and you've had a victorious week. Ever since Sunday, when you've gone to church, I trust and hope that you've gone to church, and I trust and hope that you have had a wonderful service at church, and that you are having a wonderful week as well as it is progressing. This is midweek, and I hope that we do not lose momentum. We just continue striving and living better and better and better by the day. First of all, let me observe protocol and say thank you very much to Pastor Lawrence Maoka for the platform that is created, the platform that he has given to us. We are on social media. We are on Facebook. We are also on YouTube as well. So please, 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 please do share with us. Share on your timelines, share on your groups, the groups that you are in, so that we can share the messages. Now, today we do not have a guest. I am the guest today, and I'm just going to be sharing some of the messages that are in my mind right now, because it's always important for us to keep tabs. Now, one of the things that I want to talk about is the importance of starting. As I am talking about the issue of us getting back online. But let's just trace back a little bit. In the very beginning, what happened was lockdown started and it pushed us to start something. Now, even people that have been afraid or skeptical or fearful of the online space found themselves, recording live sessions. They found themselves recording videos. Now we have people that are making lots of money creating content online. Now, what I want to ask you right now is, what is it that you were supposed to start that you've been procrastinating? What is it that you were supposed to do that you've been procrastinating? What is it that you were supposed to say that you've been procrastinating? Because the important thing right now is that we are supposed to do something in order for us to get to a certain level, right? Now, I strongly believe that just as much as Jesus came here with a mandate, Jesus came here with a mission, and he came here with a mission of saying, I am here to save the world, right? And if you look at all of those people that God used on earth, he brought them here with a mandate. Now, it's just that majority of them did not know what their mandate was, or they did not understand what their mandate was. I'll give an example. First thing, we look at the story of David, or let's look at Joseph, for instance. Now, Joseph is this young boy who is the last born of his family, who is always looked down upon by his brothers or his siblings, right? But he is praised. And let's look at the hierarchy of families. Let's look at the hierarchy of families. The hierarchy of families. Now, as I mentioned in this, I want you to look at the structure of your family as well. Are you a firstborn? Are you a middleborn? Are you a lastborn? Or are you the only child? Are you a firstborn? Are you a middle child? Are you a lastborn? Or are you the only child? These things matter a lot. And this is the reason why Joseph's brothers responded the way they did. Now, the Bible says he was the lastborn. Now, look at this. Look at what happened. Because of him being a lastborn, he was praised so much that all of the dreams that he had, his father always believed him. And not only did he believe him, but he believed in him. He was always praising him. To a point that he was even speaking to his brothers that this is what's going to happen to your brother. Now you must always listen to your brother. You must listen. This is what is going to happen to. Now, think about this. Isn't this what happens? Isn't this what happens to your younger siblings, the last born in your family? If you are the firstborn, if you are the middle child, and this is why we don't even like the middle child or the middle children, or the last borns in our families, right? Now, if you are a last born, Joseph had so much confidence because of the affirmation that he's always had from his dad. And as a result, it was very easy for him to believe in the dreams that he was having. And now, unfortunately, because they were not getting the same affirmation, the same support from their parent, now they thought, you know what, let us kill this dream that he's having. because unfortunately, the more uplifting his dream had, the more jealousy grew in them. But here's the issue. Joseph had the guts. Joseph had the confidence to now say, you know what? I'm gonna tell my parents about this dream. I'm gonna tell my brothers about this dream. I'm gonna tell the people in my community about this dream. What dream are you having that you feel confident enough that you are going to share it with your family, that you're going to be confident enough to share it with your partner, you're going to be confident enough to share it with the people in your community, the people at work? Or are you that person who says, you know what, this one is too heavy for me? Who am I to start a school? Who am I to buy a car? Who am I to challenge whatever it is that has been done? Even though I have the knowledge, even though I have the expertise, even though I have the skills, even though I have the experience, but who am I? And as a result, you are already speaking negative of yourself. Now, it is important that you just start. And majority of the time, you actually need to start during the time when it is least favorable. Look at what happens with Moses. Now, God approaches Moses and he asks Moses, Moses, I need you to go and deliver my people from Israel. This is one of the scriptures that I love so much. Now, what happens is Moses looks at his situation, his personal situation, and Moses says, but number one, I'm a fugitive to the nation of Israel. I mean, Egypt. I'm a fugitive because I have killed someone. And number two, how do I go back to the same people who are crucifying, who are abusing my people? Number two, these people raised me, but I betrayed them. How do I go back to them? Now, this was something that became very heavy for him. And he said, the other thing, which is the main thing right now, I understand that you are sending me, but my problem also is that I stutter. I have a condition. I have a condition. Now, all of these things are fear. For me to go back to the same person who adopted me when I was thrown out, who took me in, but better yet, I am this person that I am right now because of this person who is called my father right now, but yet you are sending me. Now, these are fears, but however, he say, but there is something that is vivid. There is something that is tangible, that people can see, a condition that people can see. How do I now defeat this one? He says, I stutter. I stutter. I stutter. He says, I stutter. It's a condition that everyone can see, everyone can feel, everyone can experience. Not everyone can see my fears because I can hide them. These are the type of things that I probably only experience when I'm alone. This is the reason why there's a phrase that says, be very careful of your thoughts when you are alone. So he says, but God, I stutter. How do you expect me to go and challenge a king who's not even challenged by his wife? Now you expect me, a foreigner in that nation, to go and challenge this king. He says, I stutter. I want to challenge you right now. What is your stuttering? Do you have a financial stuttering? Do you have a physical stuttering? Are you the person who says, I'm too short, I can't challenge my CEO, I can't challenge my boss? I am black, I am poor, I can't challenge my boss because I can't speak proper English. What is your stuttering? I can't challenge my boss because I don't drive the same car as he does, or I probably don't even drive a car at all. What is your stuttering? What is your stuttering? You see, Joseph, because of the affirmation that he had, he was able to challenge his brothers. He was able to challenge his community. I don't know how many people he told about his dreams. And he said, you know what? I don't know how impossible these dreams are. Now, what dream are you having? What dream are you having? I personally believe that everyone is gifted. I personally believe that everyone is talented. I personally believe that everyone is called in their different spheres. Now, my question is, how confident are you? How bold are you? How bold are you to stand firm in your calling and say, you know what? No matter how many years this thing is gonna cost me, no matter how much money this thing is gonna cost me, but I'm gonna persevere and I'm gonna stand still and I'm gonna go in. If you remember the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, now these three men were demanded, or they were instructed that, you know what, I as a king have put measures in place, I've put systems in place, that this is what is supposed to be done for you to remain a loyal citizen of this complex, or this nation, right? So he says, me as a king, I have put these gods that are supposed to be praised or worshipped. And contrary to that, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego decided that no. We have a relationship with a different God from the God that you have set. We have a different relationship, and we are going to maintain this relationship. We are going to preserve this relationship, and we are not going to serve this type of God that you have created. There is a God that we serve. In the country that you are in the company that you are in the family that you are in, what are those measures that have been put by the person who is over and above you, who has authority over you, but yet you feel that you cannot abide to the systems that have been put by that person? What do you then say if that person is your father? What do you then say if that person is your mother? What do you then say if that person is your boss at work? What do you then say if that person is the person that you have to report to? But yet, this is something that is not aligned with your spirit. And what happened was, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego said, you know what? Whatever happens, if we are going to die, it is okay. It is rather that we die. Will rather be these people that are called martyrs. You know, a martyr is a person who dies for their belief. A person who dies for the sake of what they believe in. Will rather be a martyr who is going to die in the fire, but still maintaining our belief. Which means, Lord, King, even if you throw us into the fire, but we will not change our minds. Now the Bible says they still continued. They took them and they threw them into the fire. They threw them into the fire. 3 men as they are. So they took soldiers. The Bible says he instructed soldiers to throw them into the fire. And they were thrown into the fire. But amazingly, what happened was, after setting the fire 7 times stronger or 7 times higher, he threw them inside of the fire, and the fire consumed the people that threw them inside. But the 3 men remained alive, and they were sitting inside of the fire, to a point where even the king himself was notified that these men were still alive. But a miracle happened, that the 4th person was there. meaning there is someone that had to intervene, which means if you decide that you're going to take a step and you stick to your step, you stick to your decision, you stick to whatever it is that you stood for, an intervention is definitely going to happen. I challenge you right now that whatever it is that you've been procrastinating, whatever it is that you've been thinking about doing, do it. Do it right now. Do it during the time when the situation is not favorable. Do it even during the time when the situation is not very allowing. Do it even during that time when the situation is not really is not aligned. But do it. As long as the Spirit has told you to do it, do it. Don't wait for the time when God still has to appoint someone else. No. God comes to Ezekiel and he says, when he was thrown into the valley of dry bones, and he says, son of man, can these bones live? It is to a point when even God had to negotiate with Ezekiel. Can God reason with you? Can God reason with you? How is your relationship with God? How is your relationship with the things that you have started? How is your relationship with the things, the journey that you've walked? Or are you that person who's always sitting on top of the fence? The moment when someone says this, you are here. The moment when someone says this, you are here. But you don't have the thing that you are starting by yourself and you're sticking to it throughout the time. My challenge to you right now is start. Start. Is it going to take 10 years? Start. Is it going to take 5 years? Start. Is it going to take 2 years? Start. Is it going to take 2 weeks? I don't know. Start. Is it going to take 20 years? I don't know. Start. The problem is that we always want to be on the same level as the person who started so many years ago. I've got a book that I've written last year, titled Motivated. And when I started with it, I got so frustrated of the fact that, I don't feel very confident about it. I don't feel sufficient about it. And I felt very miserable until I attended one of the seminars with Robin Banks, who said the same thing as well, that when he started attending personal development seminars, he became even more depressed than he was before. He actually attended these seminars with the intention of getting rid of the frustration that he was having, the depression that he was in. But yet, the more he attended, the more depressed he was. And he realized, oh, the reason these things are happening is because the energy was not aligned. He is attending a session with someone who is 10 times, 15 times, 50 times where he is. And he's trying to measure himself. And it is okay for you to measure yourself. But however, remember where you are so that you can start stepping from where you are with the mind of the 50 steps that you are supposed to step. But if you are going to try and step the 50th step, it is going to be frustrating because you don't know the experience of the person who is in the 50th step. You don't know the qualification of the person who is in the 50th step. You don't know the challenges that they have to come across for them to be where they are right now. So, have the mind of the 50th step, yet you are still on the 10th step. Have the desire of the person who's in the 50th step, yet you are still on the 10th step. I'm not saying think small. I'm not saying do small things. But while you are doing what you're doing right now, think big. But while you are working, you are still working, and work with the budget that you have, with the faith of the billions. I don't know if that makes sense. So which means start right now with what you have, with the knowledge that you have, with everything that where you are right now. Start now. Don't wait until the experience, you've gathered enough experience, enough qualifications, enough time. No, because it will never be perfect. It will never be favorable. Start now. Start now. One of the books that I've read at some point, that is The Power of Now, talks about waking up and actioning the things that you've wanted to do without making excuses. Procrastination is one of the biggest killers of success. All of the people that are successful right now are people that decided, you know what, there's something that I want to do and I'm going to do it right now. And what they decided to do is they decided to do it exactly as they thought about it. Is it the right thing? Is it the perfect thing? Is it the favorite thing? No. 90% of the time, no, it doesn't. Whether that business is gonna fail after launching, okay, it's okay. It is absolutely okay. When the Bible even says, and I was listening to this other video today, that the Bible has never instructed us to heal people. The Bible never instructed us to pray for the sick. Rather, it says, lay hands on the sick and they will recover. Meaning, our instruction is with the mind of recovery, with the mind of healing. But when your objective is not to heal, your objective is lay hands. As you are laying hands, the healing will administer itself. I don't know if this makes sense. Huh? The vision, sorry, the vision, the ultimate vision is healing. But in doing that, your objective, your action, your verb is that I'm going to lay hands. And as you lay hands, the healing is administered. Now we lose it when we start not to see the healing happening immediately. I hope that makes sense. Now, when Joseph started telling his dreams, he didn't know what the ultimate goal was. But what he said was, you know what? I'm gonna share what is happening. I'm gonna share all this that is happening in me, the dreams. I want to know what is happening with my dreams. I need to get an interpreter. I need to get someone to explain what my dream is. I need to share what this dream is to my dad. You know, all of these things. Now you are now deprived of growing this thing and sharing this thing, all because you are thinking of the bigger thing. No, it's okay to have the bigger thing in mind, but also think about, okay, I need to take the first step. Now, while you're doing that, be very careful of the people that you share with. Be very careful of the people that you share with. Pray about it, meditate on it, and be very strategic. Even Ezekiel was very strategic when God asked him, Son of man, can these bones live? He then bounced back the question and said, only you, God, knows. So get into a corner of prayer and say, my father, what would you like for me to do? My father, who is aligned with me spiritually that I can speak to about this? People that can propel me to grow, people that can accelerate me in this, people that can guide me, people that can coach me, people that can channel me into the right direction. Who are those people? Ask God for him to guide you on that, and God is definitely going to direct you. And when God does, then from there, start running with it. Is it going to be the right thing? 10% of the time, the people that are running successful businesses right now, they actually started multiple businesses that failed. The person who created a light bulb, had so many attempts, so many unsuccessful attempts, up until to a point where he then continued, persevering, committed himself to doing it up until he did it the right way. But we don't say anything about the failures. What we talk about is the success. The successful people failed so many times. So just because you failed before does not determine or does not describe you, does not determine that this is your failure even in the future. No, continue trying, continue attempting it, continue striving for it, because one day, I don't know when that one day is, maybe it might be tomorrow, maybe you might be giving up today, because when your success is coming in tomorrow, you don't know. But just what if you tried? Just what if you tried? I want to challenge you right now. Tomorrow, that dream that you've always been having, that dream that's always been bothering you, every night you're sleeping and having that dream. In fact, the part of the dream, this is something that I'm writing about in my second book, that dreams are real. God speaks to us through dreams. Our forefathers are speaking to us through dreams. Our friends, the people that are close to us, speak to us through dreams. We speak to ourselves through dreams as well. In fact, the truth comes to us through dreams. So it is very much important for us to be in tune when we come across dreams. Dreams are real. And after dreaming, it is important that we continue to reflect on the things that we dreamt about. Because no dreams just comes. No dream just comes by mistakes. Nothing happens by mistakes. Nothing just happens. Every time when something happens, inquire, why is it happening? How is it happening? What is supposed to happen when it happens? What is it telling me? What lesson am I supposed to abstract out of it? Always ask yourself such a question. In closing, every time, always ask yourself, wake up with a mandate for the day. Wake up with a mandate for the day. You know, there's this new song, the Booga song, and every time when I listen to it, it says, wake up, don't sleep. I like that part. That very beginning, the first few seconds of the song, it says, wake up, don't sleep. To me, because I always listen to the smallest details. Wake up, don't sleep. Don't sleep on yourself. Don't sleep on yourself. You've got too much potential. Don't sleep on yourself. You are too gifted. Don't sleep on yourself. You are called. Don't sleep on yourself. You are so powerful. Don't sleep on yourself. You are a great weapon. Don't sleep on yourself. No matter what happens, no matter how many times you've failed, don't sleep on yourself. No matter how many times you have experienced so many things, don't sleep on yourself, because great things are coming. Great things are still coming. And when they do come, you will remember all of those days in a good way. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. For those that are joining us, that have joined us live, for those that are still going to join us at a later stage, please do comment on our YouTube. Please do comment what lessons you have gotten out of these messages. What lessons you've gotten out of this message. And also, please do comment what it is that you've started out of this. We are now in the second part of the year now. We are now in the second semester of the year now. And you don't want to now get into the end of the year still being the same person that you've always been. You want to be a different person, someone who started something new, someone with a different character, different behavior, different attitude. Grow from the things that you've gone through. Thank you so much for joining us. Until we meet again next week, Wednesday, cheers then. God bless you. I love you all.